for that entry to come up. All right, we just need that retracement up. Once we get that retracement up, once we get the retracement up, we can catch the next sell that comes down for that entry to come up. Let me just mute everybody. I think I hear myself. Oh, there we go. Okay, so YouTube is working now too. So I'm not posting up the link for the YouTube, obviously, but you know, it's just going to stream so that you guys can watch this later. All right, so we don't have that retracement signal right there. Nice. All right, so pending buy signal here on the 1 minute. This is perfectly fine. It's exactly what we're looking for. We want this this buy signal to come up so that we can look for a sell right after. So this is cool. News is going to come in about 4 minutes now, so we'll see how that affects the market. Let's see. I don't know if the other news affected it well. Let's see. Yeah, previous news at 7 o'clock was negative. So with it being negative, that kind of caused that drop, which is perfect for us. It helped out our positions. But here we are back on the 1 minute. Just waiting for it to close out over here. All right, so no signal off that. 3 minute is still irrelevant at this point because we need that opposite signal in the opposite direction. So nothing off that yet, off this 3 minute, but on this 1 minute over here, we're just waiting for that retracement. We get that retracement up, then we catch it as it comes down, and we're good to go. Let me go back to the chat over here. Yeah, so you guys are doing pretty you guys doing pretty good this morning. Let's see. Some people tagged me in some stuff here. Cool. Yeah. So CT's targets are 34,037. 37. Yeah, it's on its way down. 34,037 and 33,991. What's good, CT? Let's see, Javier is looking at this right here. No, that wouldn't be Javier because you need a sell signal. So I'll go over that strategy a little later if we have time, but you would need a sell signal here, Javier, in order for you to take that sell. Since there was a buy signal here, you're only looking for buys, but once you get that sell signal, you can start looking for sells. So there just isn't one right there specifically. Let's see. You guys are on fire today. Jalan's up 3,000. So Jalan's up 3,422 this morning. So nice work, Jalan, off that. Charles, try the. Yeah, Javier said cool. Didn't hop into that good. Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, looking at everyone's profits over here, you guys are doing amazing. Like Jalan over here is up 3,422. Steven's up 118. Javier is up 5,685. So I think Javier is in the lead right now with the most profit for the day. He's up almost 6,000. Gallo is up 1,558. Javier is up 612. Josh is up 2,436. CT's up 2,312. Lamar is up $200. Shawn's up 162. And Jalan's other accounts over here as well. So everyone's doing pretty good. Yeah, Steven's up 686. John's up 3,670. Tam's up about $100 over there on her one account. Angela's up nearly 500. Charles up about 500 as well. Rain over here is up 200. Wes is up a couple $100 as well, close to 600 it looks like. So amazing profits amongst everyone here. Fidel's up 595. Sorry, jumped the gun on that one. And there's more profits here as well. So This is perfect. We have the retracement here off the 1 minute. We also have the retracement here off the 3 minute. So this is cool if this closes here. If this ends up closing right here, this is perfectly fine. So let's see. Okay, so no close off that. This is cool right here. If it closes invalid, that's perfectly fine because we're looking for a sell anyways. So looking at this on the 1 minute, we have a rejection off this pivot right here. So once it's followed by a sell signal, we can expect it to drop pretty nicely. So nice rejection off that. We just need a sell signal and we'll catch it as it comes down from here. For the 3 minute, we still need an opposite signal. There's the opposite signal right there. That's perfectly fine. This candle has about 2 minutes left on it. So once it closes, then we can start looking for a possible sell there. Is that it for the news today? Let me check the news real quick. Okay, so the news just happened right now at 7:30. That's probably what spiked price up slightly. Slight price spike up. But overall, I think it's going to continue dropping. Update it here. Number was positive. So it was positive. So that's probably what caused it to push up right there for US 30. I don't think it's going to hold though. It's probably going to keep dropping back down. So there you go. See the drop? So it looks fine right here. Damn, see that big drop right there? It was just a temporary push up because of the news, but it's starting to drop now. So if this ends up dropping, another entry right there. All right. So no sell signal there yet. We're still waiting for it. There was no buy signal here on the 3 minute, so no entry off that. We'll just be focused here on the 1 minute right now for a possible sell scalp if and when it becomes available. Just keep in mind that the Fed is speaking again later today, guys. So this whole week is full of Fed speakers. So we had Fed member Williams speak on Monday. Tuesday, we had Fed member Daly. Today, we have Fed member Evans. Tomorrow, we have Fed member Bostic. And then on Friday, we have NFP, which is going to be crazy, obviously, right? So yeah, we're looking for a sell entry over here off this 1 minute. Reason for that's because we don't have an entry here off the 3 minute. There's no point in us looking. This is perfect though. Okay, this is awesome. So we got a sell signal, an opposite buy signal there. So now we're looking for a sell here off the 3 minute as well. Let's go back over here. There's the sell signal right there. We got about 50 seconds left on this candle. So we might have some double entries here again. So I'll be following both. We'll focus here on the 1 minute first because we have 2 minutes on this candle. We have 30 seconds on this one. We just need that sell signal to close. We want it to be valid. If it's invalid, it's going to cause uncertainty in the market. We're going to hold off for the next entry. So we got 20 seconds left on here. We just need a little bit of a drop and that sell signal to close. Once it closes, then we can look for this possible entry here. And just keep in mind, guys, I'm not taking any trades today. I'm just looking at trades. There's just too much news this morning, and I just got too caught up with all the stuff earlier. You know, if you guys have been in the room since earlier, we had an issue with the Zoom room and the YouTube. So I was caught up with a lot of other stuff where I couldn't focus on these trades. But I'm still going to be calling these trades out for you guys as I see them, which is fine. You know, as long as you guys are profiting here, that's all that matters. I don't really care if I'm not profiting or not because I made pretty good profit this week already. So I'm not really in a tight spot where I need to be profiting. Like I'm not required to, right? Because you guys are doing pretty good this morning. All you guys locked in a couple thousand each. I mean, this is crazy, Jalon. I'm sure this is on your funny talent, so you're probably gonna get a pretty nice payout off that. Stephen over here off that. This is his personal, I believe. Javier, this is his FTMO. He's up 5,685. So nice work off that, Javier. We got 10 seconds left on this candle. No signal. Looks like market volatility has pretty much died down. Doesn't really look like Doesn't really look like it's moving at all. As you said, it's a YouTuber's curse. Our Zoom got stuck today, right? It seems like the market is kind of choppy right now. There really isn't much because you guys can see right there, market kind of froze up for a second and then it popped back open. So I don't really see anything here. There's no entries for the 3 because we don't have a sell signal. There's no entries off the 1 because we don't have a sell signal here either. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for it to bounce around because there just isn't any entries right now. Steven's in the daily as well. Yeah, so Steven, you're still in the daily right now. I think it's gonna come back down. You just have to wait for it. I mean, it's gonna take some time, but I think it's gonna continue dropping. So I'll check at the yeah, because it still has a sell bias here, and we're still far from 10 o'clock. So I think it's going to keep dropping. It's probably going to reject off this resistance right here and then come back down. Let's see if there's anything else here for me to look at. Nothing here on the 3 minute, nothing here on the 1 minute. It's just going to be a matter of time before it comes back down. Kay is asking, hi Shawn, what's the sweet spot for the 1 minute TP stop loss? Yeah, Kay, for the 1 minute, we use 100 pips TP, 300 pips stop loss. It's just used as a safety net. We don't really expect to lose the 1 minutes. It's just, it's just a safety net. Because like, for example, here, when we took this sell over here, you can see that it does come up slightly, but it comes right back down, right? We don't expect to lose any of these trades. Like example for right here too, it goes straight to TP because our TP is like super tight. So we use 100 pips TP and then 300 pips stop loss, but we don't expect to lose these trades. It's just a technicality for us to have a safety net there in case it does spike up, which, I mean, it doesn't normally happen. It only happens if like there's something going on in the market. Like today we have news, so that's why I'm not really trading. But that would be the TP stop loss for that one. Let's see. Peter said, should we add gold and GJ to our US 30 daily trades, increase profits, more moves to play with? Yeah, I mean, we're looking at that right now, Peter. Actually, Kyle's using a GJ strategy on the 4 hour. He's been locking in profits off that. And he's been doing pretty good. So we're probably going to figure out, a strategy that everyone can use for that. But yeah, I think for the most part, we do have, well, the gold, the 3 minute strategy works for gold. So a lot of people have been using it for gold, but we haven't really figured out one that's like specific to gold yet. So, well, I mean, if you want to look at it, you can, Peter, but I don't trade gold, so I can't really tell you, if it works or not. You'd have to back test it and see if it works. But we are working on something. I think our main assets that we're going to be focused on here at K2 moving forward is probably going to be US 30, obviously, because this is what I'm good at. A GJ for Kyle, since Kyle's really good at GJ, and then possibly gold, because I think a lot of you guys like gold. So we'll figure out something that works for that as well. So here's a pending sell here for the 1 minute. We got about 50 seconds left on this candle. Let me scroll down real quick. SC's asking, bro, can you clarify your local time? A bit confused. My local time is Pacific time. And we're in daylight savings right now. So Pacific daylight savings time for my time zone. Steven's asking, Steven, you ask this question like really often. Yeah, so Steven's asking on the YouTube, I've been missing daily entries for US 30. I don't see signals for the daily in the channel. Where do I get the daily entries for US 30? You get on this live stream, Steven, the same place you've been getting it for the past, I don't know, 6 months now. It's been on here, Steven. So I'm not sure where the confusion is. And if if you guys are new here, Steven's just one of our older members. He asks a lot of the same questions every day. But yeah, Steven, it's in the same place it's been for the past, I guess, year now here on these live sessions. The only time I call the daily entry on the signals channel is when I take it. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not taking the trades today, so it hasn't been posted on there. So let's see. Flynn's asking, is the order block indicator still in the works? Yeah, my coder is still on vacation right now, unfortunately, Flynn. He was supposed to be back from vacation early this month, but he hasn't come back yet. So once it's ready, we'll continue working with that. But I don't have a timeline for that indicator to be worked on, because that indicator is going to need a lot of work, because I've already created the logic for him. He just needs to code it into an indicator. Then we need like a ton of testing to make sure that it actually works consistently. I mean, the main thing we need to do is make sure that it doesn't repaint, right? That's the main thing that we're looking for. US 30 looks like it kind of died down a bit. It's about to be 8. But you guys did lock in a ton of profits already today. So we'll keep watching, see if there's any other entries here. Let me check the news real quick. I think we're done with news for the day. Let's check CNBC real quick. CNBC, it's kind of going back and forth. Looks like, damn, Peloton had a death off their treadmill. How does that happen? The Dow Jones is down, S&P's up, NASDAQ's up, Russell 2K is down. Let me check the index real quick. Let's see. So I was looking for a Dow 30 index, CNBC. So I just want to see how all the stocks are doing, right? If all the stocks are doing well, then it looks pretty even right now. So it looks pretty even right now. Yeah, they're pretty matched up for the most part, but we'll see where it goes. We don't have a confirmation of the direction yet because there is news coming. Also, the Fed's going to be speaking later today in the afternoon. So when the Fed speaks later today, it's going to affect the market one way or the other. We just don't have a confirmation of how it's going to move yet. We don't have a confirmation for a sell here on the 3 yet. We don't have a confirmation here on the 1 either. We just got to wait for that signal so that we can possibly look for an entry there. But you can see here on the 10-minute, we're getting some wicks off the top, right? So with those wicks off the top, it wants to test the pivot here. It's probably going to come up, test the pivot, and then come right back down. So we got some slow movement right now. All right, looks like the 1 minute is now somewhat consolidating. Nice. So Patricia took Kyle's GJ strategy yesterday. She locked in about 1,427 and another 139. We'll round that up to 140. So a total of 1,281 profit and 1 cent yesterday. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, so you guys can see here, we're still working on a lot of strategies here. I mean, the strategies are very similar to what we're already applying, but we're just trying to figure out specific ones for different assets. So nice work amongst everybody this morning. Looks like everyone did pretty crazy off of the market today. So just looking at everyone's profits this morning, everything looks super on point. I'm trying to check out the Zoom. I don't know if the Zoom is still. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to figure this out later. So I don't know if there's still an issue with the Zoom. I think there should be space here for more people because it does show that I can have 1,000 participants right now. But I'll have to go and figure that out. Oh, never mind, we're good. Yeah, okay, so I see my participants are going up. So it looks like everyone here is fine. So we got an entry here off the 1 minute. It's about to close out. We just need that sell signal. Once we get that sell signal, we can take this for a sell and it'll drop back down. So, all right, cool. So the Zoom room is past the max limit. So it looks like it did update. So now I can host 1,000 members in this the Zoom room. So everyone should be fine. I don't think anyone should have an issue getting into the room anymore. Yeah, Stephen. The 1 minute does have a possible entry. That's what we're looking at right now. We're just waiting for it to provide that sell signal so that we can take it. But there hasn't been a sell signal yet. So still waiting for it. Let's see if there's anything else here. All right. Still pending. Just keep in mind, guys, it is a heavy news day. So I think after the news has happened, everyone kind of just chilled out now. So it's not really moving as much. It's literally just going sideways. You can see the range from these pips right here. It's only ranging about 200 pips. Normal movement's about like 500 to maybe 600 pips, like this right here. When it's moving directional. Right now, it's just consolidating sideways. So there's not really much for us to follow through with here until we have an entry. So nothing off the 1 minute, nothing off the 3 minute. Still waiting for that. Flynn's asking, what is the GJ strategy? So I don't even know it myself, Flynn. You'd have to ask Kyle. Kyle's still working on it. I think what he does is, so it's super simple. Basically what he does here, I'll kind of show you what he does. It's because I do have an idea of how it's applied. It's just that I don't use myself, which I probably should. I just don't know what his TP stop loss is for it. So I know he uses the pivots. He uses the momentum indicator. I think he uses all the pivots. Yeah. So basically here off the 4 hour, it's basically the pivot strategy. So it's a pivot strategy applied on the 4 hour. So like looking at this right here, you can see that the buy signal right here is above the pivots. So he would have taken this for a buy right there. I don't know what the sweet spot is, but yeah, you can see right here, it would have hit full TP, right? So that's an entry right there off the 4 hour. Again, right here, same situation, enter the sell when it's below. I just don't know what his TP stop loss is, so I can't really say what the parameters are supposed to be like. But I mean, depending on what it is, that would signify what the entry was. But like looking at it here, so this is just a basic breakdown of what he applies. I know there's other requirements that he uses, but you'd have to talk to Kyle about that because it is his strategy. We've covered it before, but I know there's like changes that have been made for the strategy here. So obviously, full TPs back and forth, like $100 there, $100 there. Ollie's asking, hey, can you tell me the parameters for gold 3 minute strategy? I don't trade gold, Ollie, so you have to ask someone in the group who does. So I don't know what the parameters are for that one. But this is the basic strategy for GJ. It's basically just the pivot strategy on the 4 hour time frame. So you can see there a lot of TPs that hit for this strategy here, right? I think there's only a few, maybe like there, full TP there, and then maybe like one loss here if you were to take this trade over here. But then another full TP over here as well, right? So this is a basic breakdown of the strategy, but we haven't really, okay, nice. And the trend meter too, sorry. Yeah, so the trend meter as well. Thanks. So Josh said 50-50, 4 hour pivots and momentum has to close above. And the trend meter, it's about 100 pips. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's what he was saying right here. So basically, we just line up the pivot strategy with the trend meter. So if it's all green right here, you ride this for 100 pips, which works perfectly fine. I mean, it works awesome, right? These are like one of those set and forget strategies. But you could also use Josh's, the 3 minute pivot strategy as well if you want to scalp it. So yeah, just using this here for about 100 pips. I mean, it's pretty solid overall. And this is something that we'll be working on, with time. Okay, so this right here, you probably wouldn't even take this trade here. You would have taken the next one over here. Yeah, trend meter has intraday settings. Yeah, so it looks pretty solid for the most part. But yeah, Ali, sorry, your question for gold. I don't trade gold, so I don't know what the parameters are for that. You'd have to ask someone in the group that does trade it. Let's come back to US 30. Yeah, so US 30 is still bouncing around right now. We still haven't had that sell signal that we were waiting for. When we do have it, then obviously I'll mark it up for you. But we just don't have it here right now. Steven, you don't apply the strategy, Steven. I'm just gonna, because the thing is, so Steven said, so we're just applying different time frames. No, the requirements were totally different, Steven. So don't apply this unless like you actually get it, Steven, because I don't want you to lose any more trades. I mean, you've been doing pretty good so far. That's why I want to make sure that you conserve that capital and you conserve the profits. But I don't want you to go experiment with things that you don't understand and then try to mimic what we're doing here and then end up losing all your profits when you make a mistake. So I don't recommend you apply any of these strategies that we're covering right here, Steven. Apply what you know. Apply what's easy to you. Don't try to learn everything all at once, because like I know you're getting better and your confidence is going up, but I don't want you to go and blow all your profit that you sent me this week, because you've been doing pretty good this week. I just want to make sure that you don't lose all of that by making mistakes. So Shortstein's asking, how do I turn on the watermark of pairs on the chart? So Shortstein, to do that, just click on the settings button down here. Go to settings, go to appearance, and then click watermark right here. So if you turn it off, it goes away. Turn it on, it's there. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. It looks like the market's just kind of dead at this point, right? So I'll keep watching the market to see if there's anything that's going on here. I want to wait for like one more entry, possibly, and we'll see. So I'll try to stay on for like maybe an hour more. I don't think there's anything else going on in the news, right? So market might just die down for a bit because the Fed is speaking at noon today, noon my time. So yeah, the Fed speaks at noon, but from now until then, I'm not really sure what's going to happen in the market. I'll mark up to 10 o'clock over here because that's when the market starts to reverse. And we still have some time. Yeah, we still have quite a bit of time right now before it gets to that point. So price might reject off this pivot over here as well. Reject off the pivot and come back down. It's really just a game of patience right now, guys, because the market, it really isn't moving very much. If it's moving heavily, then yeah, it would make sense to think of the possibility of price maybe reversing, but I don't really see it right now. So we don't have anything here. All right, so we do have the rejection off the pivot right there. Actually, this is really good. So if this ends up rejecting off this point, this is what I'd be looking for. Yeah, because we do have the zone right there. So this might be an entry for the K2 snipe strategy. Pivot. SR zone. Got a 1 minute scalp there. Confirm. Rejection. Pivot. And then lastly. Check the 1 minute real quick. Yeah, no entry off that. Momentum. So it doesn't look like it's going to play out off that. What I was looking for here is I was looking for a rejection off this wick right here. So the thing is, if it rejected off the pivot and the structure right there, it would qualify as an entry. Or we still have 4 minutes on this candle, so this is fine. So what I'm looking for here is if we have a wick rejection off this pivot, this green pivot, and wick rejection off this structure right here. So say if this candle right here closes red, right? Say if we have a big wick off the top end right here, then it's going to qualify as an entry for a 10-minute scalp using the 10-minute snipe strategy. So that's going to give us confluence and confirmation that price is probably going to come down. But right now it's just slightly pushing up. Reason for the slight push up is because of the news. Like I mentioned, this is why I'm not trading right now, because there's news that's pushing price around, right? We had news all morning. The most recent news was the crude oil inventories. It was positive news, so that's why you could kind of see it pushing up slightly. I know it doesn't affect it directly, but it does affect it one way or another, right? That's why it's having this temporary push up. I think overall it's going to continue dropping because its drop hasn't completed yet. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see where it goes from here. But I don't like trading when there's heavy news. Like today, there was a lot of news this morning, all this stuff here, and it's all U.S. news. So that's why we are holding off on this right now. Let's see. Mohammed's asking if should we be out of the. No, it's still running right now, Mohammed. Shouldn't be a loss yet. It's far from the stop loss. It's got a long way to go. So you should be all right for that right now. Because it's going to come down. Eventually it's going to come down. It's just, yeah, this is on, because these are different charts. So sorry, guys. If you guys are confused, this is the daily chart over here. And then, so I have different tabs here open, right? This is the US 30 daily entry. I have it here so I don't mess with it. This is going to be for the scalps, the 10-minute scalps. This is going to be for the 3-minute scalps, and this is going to be for the 1-minute scalps. So it's still far from it, Mohammed. You still have a lot of time. And this candle still has 2 minutes left on it. So the thing is, if we have that wick rejection, so you can see right here, it is rejecting off it, right? If we have this wick right here and it closes with a rejection off this pivot and off this structure right here, then we can expect it to come crashing back down, which is what we're waiting for, right? That's pretty much what we're waiting for here. And there it is. It's starting to play out right there. We still have a few minutes left, 2 minutes left on this candle. Once this closes, then we can expect it to come down from this point. And then with that said, it'll probably come down on the 3-minute as well. And then on the 1 minute as well here, so that you guys can take multiple entries. So we just got to wait for it. It's just, it's a game of patience. There's a lot of news today. So price is going back and forth over and over again, but there just isn't a confirmation of, that entry yet. But I do think it's going to come down overall. So over time, it's only 8 o'clock. We still have 2 hours until 10. So we have a lot of time. Like this can even push up even higher. It can reject off maybe even this blue pivot right here. So the main thing we don't want to happen is we don't want a buy signal to come up, because if a buy signal comes up, then it's going to shift the bias, because it's going to be a momentum swing up, even though it might be it might just be a retracement. So we'll keep watching it, but I just don't see anything over here right now. Same with 3-minute, nothing there. Same with the 1 minute, nothing here as well. So it's just, this has just become a waiting game for us here. But you guys did lock in a ton of profit early this morning. So I think most of you guys are either done for the day or you guys are just waiting for it. Let's see. All right, we got 30 seconds left on this candle right here. We'll see if it closes. If it closes with that buy signal, it's going to be a little bit of an issue, not too much of an issue, because it can still come back down. It's just not going to provide for an entry here off this snipe strategy. So our confirmation here that we were looking for it to drop is not going to qualify, and we'll just have to wait for it to qualify a little later, which it can happen. It can happen on the next candle. It doesn't have to happen on this candle here. It's just, this is going to be a little bit of a farther retracement if it pulls back with this buy signal right here. There you go. No buy signal. No buy signal, but also no rejection. So there's no entry that's available just yet. So we'll have to leave that alone for now. 3-minute over here as well. I don't really see much happening here for US 30. It's probably going to keep bouncing around for a bit. This is going to be an issue if this closes here with a buy signal though, because you can see the rejection that we were looking for from the top, it's now coming from the bottom, right? So if it comes from the bottom, then we can probably anticipate a bullish move. It might not be a big bullish move, but it might be a slight bullish move for it to go up at least 500 pips, applying this strategy in the other direction, which would be right here. So we'll see how it moves from here. I would much prefer it to drop though, rather than it go up. $5% Mo, we in it till the end. Yeah, it's gonna drop. I think it's gonna drop, guys. Like, I personally think it's gonna drop because so just looking at this here, let me just take all this stuff off. So let me just take everything off the chart, and I'll just show you guys. It's the same analysis I do every day, right? So basically, from like, oh man, I can't take everything off. Let me go over to a clean chart somewhere. Just want to show you guys what I'm looking at here. Oh, here we go. US 30. So yeah, looking at US 30 over here, I'm just going to take everything off the chart. So the reason why I think it's going to keep dropping is because, I mean, the only thing that would be stopping it from dropping is the news that would have affected it and pushed it in the opposite direction. But generally from, so let's see, 630 is right here, right? So 630 to 10, basically from 630 to 10, it moves directional in one way. The only time where it starts to get a little tricky is when it gets closer to 9. Once it gets closer to 9 over here, this is where it gets tricky because price will start to consolidate and it'll start preparing for its reversal, right? So like zooming out from this point here, you can see from 6 to 10, it's in a downtrend, right? So the overall bias here is still a downtrend. This push up right here is just temporary. Because what do you think is going to happen when it comes back down? It's going to go back to where it was going originally, right? It's going to keep dropping to where it was supposed to go. And that's why I think it's still going to keep dropping, because this is just how it moves every day. Like for you guys here who haven't been following me for that long, if we go to, let's see, what was yesterday? Okay, so 6:30 yesterday, right? But the thing with yesterday is that there was news too. So this whole week is heavy news. There's a lot of FOMC going on. So you can see this is where it becomes an issue because it initially goes up, but then it just consolidates from there, right? That's where it becomes an issue. It's just, if you go back over here, that's just how the market normally moves. Friday is also an iffy day, so we probably wouldn't look at Friday as a good example, but I mean, you can. So like looking at this here on Friday, because you guys did lock in some pretty nice profit on Friday as well. So looking at 6:30 here. So looking at 6:30 to 10, you can see that it slightly pushes up, but then the bias stays down for the entire day, right? And then once it reaches like 9 o'clock, it starts to consolidate. So that's where it starts to get a little funky. Like once it gets close to 9 o'clock, it's only 8 right now. So I think the drop could still come. But yeah, looking at this here, it moves directional. Then it goes sideways from 9 up until 10, where it ends up reversing, right? Same situation here. It goes up until 9. From 9, it goes sideways. And then after 10, it reverses. It's the same pattern every single day. The only reason we know this is because we trade this every single day. So looking at this right here, this is coming down. The only area where it's going to start to get risky is around 9. So around 9 o'clock, this is where it might become risky because it might just go sideways from this point. And then once it reaches 10, it'll either reverse up or it'll keep pushing down further. There's no guarantee it's going to reverse. It reverses sometimes. Most of the time it does reverse, but it doesn't always reverse. So it is a heavy news day because at noon, Powell's going to be speaking. So like right here, not Powell. I forgot what his name was. Evan. So Evan's going to be speaking at noon. So at 12 o'clock over here, whatever he says will spike price up or down, right? If he says something good, it'll spike price up. If he says something bad, it'll bring price down. With Biden's new tax policies, I think it might possibly push it down because Biden does speak sometimes too. I think on Monday he spoke or on Tuesday he spoke. And when he spoke, he said something about, increasing taxes. So like when you saw that happen, it ended up coming down. So what was that? I think it was this day right here. Yeah, it was on Monday. So on Monday right here, you can see around noon, that's when Biden spoke. So Biden spoke around noon. And then from this point right here, price just came tumbling down. So, I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen until it happens. But, this is pretty much my thought process behind why we think it's going to continue coming down. But once it reaches 9, it's a whole different story. So let's see. But overall, the market's just kind of flat right now. It really isn't moving all too that much. So we'll see where it goes from this point here. And then we'll take it as is. So let me see. I don't know if there's any other questions here on the Zoom. If you guys are asking questions in the YouTube, just keep in mind that this YouTube session isn't for the public. It's just live for you guys to watch the replay later. So I'm not really looking at the YouTube right now. I don't even have the YouTube open right now. So if you guys have questions, post them in the Zoom link, and then we can take a look there. But I'm not looking at the YouTube right now, just in case you guys are in the YouTube asking for some questions. So let's see. Nothing here. It's still 8:06. So I'll stay on until maybe like 8:30, and then from 8:30 we'll call it a day. But just keep in mind, like all these trades from today were all at your risk because I didn't take these trades myself. If I took them myself, then yeah, they'd be official trades that we'd be following. But due to the news this morning, that's why I decided not to take these trades, which I'm fine. I'm still happy to see everyone here lock in some pretty massive profits. So let's see, Patricia locked in 1,281. Jalon locked in 3,422. Steven over here locked in about 118. Javier locked in 5,685. All wins this morning. Gallo locked in 1,558. Javier locked in 612. Josh locked in 2,436. CT locked in 2,312. Lamar locked in 198. Shawn locked in 162. Jalon's other account over here. Steven locked in 686 and 25 cents. John locked in 3,670. Tam locked in about $100 off that account. Angela locked in 494. So as you guys can see, even though I didn't take any trades myself, if you guys did take the calls that I marked up, you guys did lock in a ton of profit. I don't see any losses here. So everyone had straight wins this morning. So congrats to everybody here who took the trades. I didn't make any profit today because I didn't trade, which is fine. Like I mentioned, as long as you guys are profiting here, that's all that really matters. I don't really, well, I mean, obviously I would like the profits, but I don't need it because we already had a great week so far from Sunday up until today. I think I'm up pretty heavy. So let me see, what were my profits from yesterday? Let's see, Gallo locked in some more too. So Gallo over here, he took a couple of sells here as well to add on to his position. So he's up nearly 2,000 for the day. So nice work, Gallo. Yeah, you guys are doing pretty good. Yeah, for me, these are my last profits from the last trades I took from yesterday. I locked in about 4,838. I didn't take any trades today though. I've just been chilling. I've just been chilling for the most part. So we'll see what happens right here. All right, so if this closes right here, this still wouldn't be an entry for the for a buy scalp because the pivot is touching the body. So you can see right there, third requirement here, confirm the wick rejection off a K2 pivot does not touch the candle body. It's touching the candle body. So it wouldn't be qualified as an entry, even if it does close like this. So that's fine as is. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Ali, I don't know if you saw my response. I'll just respond to you on here. On the 3-minute. 200. Yeah, so nothing here off the 10-minute, nothing off the 3-minute, nothing off here. So what you might see happening here is price might push up a little bit, and then all of a sudden it'll just come dropping straight back down, right? Because I'm sure you guys have seen that before. It happens a lot. It happens like maybe around like midway through market, maybe around like 9 or 10. You'll see price slightly push up, and then all of a sudden it just comes crashing down. So if you guys are still in the daily entry, I mean, you guys are still okay right now, I'm assuming. I think it's still pretty far from. Yeah, you've still got some distance up here. So if you guys want to hold on to it, you guys are fine. But like I mentioned, there's news like all the news today is causing price to spike around. So like the news here, this is the most recent news, the oil news. And this is basically what I think this is kind of like what pushed price up slightly. Like I know it doesn't directly affect it, but there's a lot of things that do correlate with oil prices, right? There's a lot of different companies that will that'll affect it. So Chevron right here. So since that was positive news, you can see Chevron's up. They weren't up earlier this morning. They just went up after the news happened. So if you guys are familiar with Chevron Corp, it's a gasoline company here in the US. But yeah, we don't know how far this is going to keep pushing up for, but it is slightly pushing up even more as we see it. If this ends up rejecting off this point, this is perfectly fine because that's going to be a rejection. And it's going to confirm that price is probably going to come down from this point here. So other than that, let's see. Yeah, I could see a reject off this point right here. Looks pretty solid for the most part. Just got to wait for it. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Yeah, nothing here off the 3-minute, nothing here off the 1-minute. Possible entry there. Man, there were some nice entries here off the OB strategy. So if you guys are still using the OB strategy, it still works. It's just I just haven't been using it, obviously. But looking at this here, nice sell entry off this, full TP right there. I can't remember what the TP stop loss was. I think it was like 50-50. I haven't used the strategy in a long time, but I've still been following it. So right there, nice entry off that. Again, right here. Oh no, that's an invalid. So we would have skipped that. There's another sell right here. Another one off that point right there. Full TP off that. And then again, same situation over here. So off that right there. Yeah, maybe I should. But we'll have to see how this plays out. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat right now. Otherwise, I think I'll be logging off soon. There just isn't much for us to enter right now. Market kind of is going back and forth. Like I don't know if this bullish move is still gonna hold. So we'll see. But yeah, if you guys can see here, a lot of this big bullish move here is like caused to the news right here. That's why I don't want to trade. Let's see. And then we have some COVID news here. CDC projects a surge in US COVID cases through May due to variant before vaccinations drive a sharp decline. Yeah, so another variant right there. So this might affect the market too. I mean, there's a lot of different things in the market that could affect the market. You know, like I said, I'm not trading right now, so a lot of this stuff doesn't really affect me because I don't have any open positions. But we'll keep following this right now for time being. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, Steven. Yeah, Steven said, well, US daily nearly eats up all my profits. I got out early, so I'm still in profit. Finished for today. Thanks, Shawn, for today's session. Yeah, today's session was it was really risky because, and that's why I didn't trade myself because of the news. This is why I don't like to trade during the news. Like the news it could be a double-edged sword, right? It can be good for you or it could be horrible. Like the news earlier this morning, the first news events, like these over here, the ADP non-farm, the PMI, and the ISM. This all helped you guys lock in a lot of sells here. But then this gas news right here regarding crude oil inventories, that ended up pushing, what's it called? Chevron up like heavily. So with that said, it started to anchor the US 30 price, right? So stuff like that can happen. That's why I usually don't like trading during news days. And that's why I usually like to just hold off in the market when stuff like that happens. So just looking at that there, that's what's causing the spike up. But who knows, right? It's only 8 o'clock. So price can literally come all the way back down within the next hour or so. But, me, myself, I'm not going to risk it. I think that was a smart decision on your end, Steven, to, if you're not comfortable with the trade, what I always recommend is to just close out the position. There's no need to hold on to a position if you don't feel comfortable about it. Because the thing is, you don't want to be stressed out with the trade. Like you guys can see here, I'm never stressed out with my trading because when I take a trade, I already understand my risk going in the trade and I understand my risk going out of the trade. I mean, it does suck sometimes. Like I think what was it last Friday? I was the only one that took a loss because I pulled out too early, but you guys held on and you guys hit like heavy profit. It happens sometimes, I've been trading for 11 years now, but I still have issues with trade psychology. So it's not something that goes away. It's just something that you get better at. And, depending on the trading day, if things don't fit your trading style, like for today, I would have felt uncomfortable with all the trades because today was a heavy news day. Fridays are usually uncomfortable for me too, because I don't like trading on Fridays. It's usually a risky day too. And same with Sunday. So just keep that in mind, guys. Figure out what works for you and stick to it. If you feel stressed out about a trade, just close out, even if it's in negative. Because the thing is, you don't want to feel stressed out. You don't want to feel nervous about a trade. You want to be 100% confident with everything you take. That way, when you lose or if you win, you'll know that there's a reason behind it, right? You're not just losing a trade for no reason. Or you're not just winning a trade because you're getting lucky. So just keep that in mind. All right, so it's 8:18 right now, guys. I don't see any other questions here, so I think I might be calling it a day. It's just the way that the market's moving right now. I just don't want to enter any trades myself. So I know the thing is, if I hang on to the charts for like the next hour or so, I'm probably going to try to force some trades myself because I'll probably see some opportunities and I'm happy with my profits for the week so far. So I don't want to risk it trading on a day today because there is news coming up again later today. Just keep mine at noon. Right now it's 8 o'clock my time. So 9, 10, 11, 12. In less than 4 hours, maybe 3.5 hours, the Fed's going to be speaking. Fed member Evans is going to be speaking at noon. So at that point, if you guys are still holding on to this daily entry, you can probably get lucky and have it spike all the way down, right? If he says something bad. So I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know what Biden's going to say. Anything they say can spike price one way or the other. Like I mentioned on Monday, Biden said something about taxes or whatever. He wanted to tax the wealthy, or he said something about, he's always like talking about random things, things that are regarding taxes. So on Monday over here, you can see when they spoke. Let me see when the news happened. Oh yeah, it was on Monday at 11. So Monday at 11, if you pull back the data over here, you can see, what was Monday? It was the 3rd. Okay, so looking at the 3rd right here, you can see that price was bullish, right? It was super bullish. But then as soon as Powell spoke and Biden spoke right after, what was the 11:20, right? It was exactly at 11:20. So looking at this candle right here at 11:30, or pretty much that's when he spoke at 11:30. As soon as Powell spoke and Biden spoke, the market came down super heavy, right? So if you guys are still in that sell, I mean, you guys could still have hope because this can literally come crashing down depending on what they say at noon. So if you guys feel comfortable with the position, you guys can hang on to it. If not, like I mentioned, just pull out. It's okay to eat a loss. You can't win every single trade. The main thing here is risk management and trade psychology. So as long as you have proper risk management and your trade psychology is on point, it's fine. If you guys eat a small loss here, it's cool because you'll just bounce back from this trade tomorrow or later today if you guys decide to trade during Asia session. But I think this is pretty much going to be it for me today because I already know myself. I'm just looking at the charts. I'm like literally looking at things in my head, and I'm thinking to take some specific trades here. Now that it's swinging up, it kind of makes me want to take some buy entries, but I don't want to do that because I do know that news is coming up in the next 3 hours or so. So I think that's it for today, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram. I'll still be on there. But I think for right now, I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to take a break. If I see something good, then I'll maybe call it in the chat. But other than that, everyone here is doing pretty good for the most part. Let's see, Magneto. Yeah, no, definitely. Super risky, guys. Yeah, so it's been pretty risky for the most part, but majority of you guys here locked in hella profits. Like looking at all the profits here, Gallo up 2,000, Patricia up 2,200, Jalon here up 3,400, Steven over here up about $100. You probably lost some of that from this buy. Right here, Javier up 5,600. See, Gallo has more profits here. So Gallo's actually up 2,255. So he's still taking trades. He's not really stopping right now. Even right now, he's still taking sells for US 30. When he sees the opportunity, he hops into these sells here. So nice work off that, bro. You're still doing pretty good off of these trades here. Yeah, so nice work, Gallo. I'll post up the profits shortly, and then you guys can see what else we got as we continue on. So we'll see what goes on from here. But I think for this session, this is pretty much going to be it. And I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow. If not, this afternoon. If I have time this afternoon and I see the market picks up a bit, then we can possibly hop on. Let's see, what did Rick do? Damn, Rick, you have like the worst luck with that trade, dude. Well, you took a really big lot size for that. You probably should have taken a smaller one for that one, Rick, if you were taking the daily entry. Because the daily entry is going for 1,500 pips. You guys got to keep in mind that 1,500 pips, 500 pips, and 100 pips are totally different moves. So, yeah, I think you took a really big lot size for that trade right there. Right, because I'm looking at your losses right there. That's really big. It looks like you might be really close to your daily. All right, so other than that, I think that's it for today. If I log on later today, I'll let you guys know. But I'm probably not going to be, I'm probably not really going to be going on today because there is news all day today. Let's see if there's news in the afternoon. Actually, there's no news in the afternoon, but for the most part, there is news. And then again, tomorrow, there's a lot of news in the morning. So we have some heavy news in the morning again right here at 5:30. Followed up by 7:30. So we'll probably catch a few scalps right here off the market open. And then after that, we'll probably be calling the session a little early again tomorrow because tomorrow Fed Bostic speaks at 10 a.m. So it's a lot earlier and it's going to be a lot riskier for you guys to be hopping into these trades. So other than that, guys, thanks for showing up and I will catch you guys in the, oh, nice. So SC, he locked in or she locked in or sorry, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. SC locked in, it says closed out 13,800. See you tomorrow, Shawn. Have a blessed day. Definitely. Thanks to you guys too. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for our next session. So see you guys in the chat. If you guys have any other questions, just reach out